How much time do we really have left after turning 70? It's a powerful question, one that many of us think about, but rarely speak aloud. The truth is, as we get older, each year starts to feel more precious, more fragile. Some people in their 70s and 80s continue to live with energy, clarity, and strength, while others begin to feel the slow pull of aging, fatigue, forgetfulness, aches that weren't there before. Why does this happen? What separates those who thrive from those who decline? The answer often lies in the small things, the subtle signs your body gives you every day. These aren't random changes or just part of getting old. They're important clues about how well you're aging and how long you may continue to live an active, independent life. What if you could recognize those signs early and take steps to turn things around? What if the way you walk, sleep, eat, or even connect with others could be the key to adding not just years to your life, but life to your years? In this video, we'll explore 7 clear science-backed indicators that doctors and researchers use to understand longevity after 70. These are not guesses or myths. They're real proven patterns seen in people who live long, healthy lives. And more importantly, you'll learn what you can do to improve each one. So stay with me until the very end, because some of these signs are easier to change than you think, and one small adjustment today could make all the difference tomorrow. Your best years might still be ahead of you. Let's find out together. Let's start with one of the most surprising and powerful signals of longevity, your walking speed. Yes, something as simple as how fast you walk can actually say a lot about how healthy you are and how many good years you may still have ahead. Walking speed may not seem important, but according to multiple studies, it's one of the most accurate predictors of survival in older adults. A 2011 study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, found that every 0.1 meter per second increase in walking speed was associated with a 12% lower risk of death. In fact, older adults who walk at a speed of 1 meter per second or faster, about 2.2 miles per hour, tend to live longer than those who walk more slowly. Why does this matter so much? Because walking is not just about your legs. It reflects your heart health, your lung capacity, your nervous system, your balance, and even your cognitive function. Your whole body works together to keep you moving. If one system begins to weaken, your walking speed is often the first place it shows. Let me share a little story of George. He's 74 and walks his dog every morning at a steady pace around the neighborhood. He doesn't race, but he doesn't shuffle either. He moves with purpose, balanced, confident, and steady. His doctor recently told him that his walking pattern is a great sign his overall health is on track. George hasn't changed much in his routine, he just makes sure to keep moving. Now, compare that with someone who starts slowing down significantly. If you find yourself stopping often to catch your breath, feeling wobbly, or avoiding walks because they feel too tiring, that's a red flag. It doesn't necessarily mean something is wrong, but it's definitely your body's way of saying, pay attention. And the best part, you can do something about it. Walking speed is not set in stone. It can improve with the right habits. Just 20 to 30 minutes of walking a day, even in short intervals, can strengthen your legs, improve circulation, and boost your stamina. You can also add in gentle leg exercises, like side leg raises, standing calf lifts, or walking up and down stairs if you're comfortable. If balance is an issue, try walking with a friend using a cane or walking indoors where you feel safe. Over time, these small habits add up to big results. Doctors sometimes refer to walking speed as the 6th vital sign because it provides such a clear picture of how well your body is aging. When researchers track large groups of older adults over time, those who walk slower tend to have more hospital visits, higher risks of falls, and shorter lifespans, even if they don't have any serious diagnosis at the moment. That's because walking speed reflects resilience, how well your body can recover from stress, illness, or injury. So here's the simple test. Go for a short walk and notice your pace. Are you moving briskly, or have you slowed down compared to a few years ago? Can you cross the street comfortably before the light changes, or do you feel rushed? These moments tell you more than you think. And remember, this isn't about comparing yourself to someone else. It's about noticing your own changes over time. Aging well doesn't mean moving like you're 30. It means staying active, steady, and confident in your movement. Because the faster and smoother you move through life, literally the better chance you have of continuing to enjoy it fully. The goal isn't speed for speed's sake. It's about what that speed tells you. It's a window into your strength, your balance, and your vitality. So if you've noticed that you're walking more slowly than you used to, or getting tired more easily, don't ignore it. Use it as motivation. Every step you take is a message to your body that you're still in the game and still investing in your health. Start small if you have to. Walk to the mailbox around the block or just inside your home, but keep walking, because how fast you move today could tell you how far you'll go tomorrow. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you even more: the strength of your grip. Yes, your handshake can be more than just a greeting. It's actually a powerful indicator of your overall health and longevity. Researchers have found that grip strength is closely tied to muscle mass, nerve function, and even cardiovascular health. In fact, a 2015 study published in The Lancet followed over 140,000 people in 17 countries and found that lower grip strength was linked to a higher risk of death from all causes, especially heart disease. Every 11-pound decrease in grip strength was associated with a 16% increase in the risk of dying. That's a serious number, and it shows how much your hands can tell you about what's going on inside your body. Think of your grip as a snapshot of your overall muscle strength. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. But when that loss accelerates or goes unnoticed, it becomes a real threat to our independence and quality of life. A weaker grip may seem like a small thing, but it often reflects larger issues like difficulty climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or even getting up from a chair without support. Let me introduce you to Doris. She's 76 and lives alone. Not long ago, she started noticing that opening jars or carrying her laundry basket felt harder than before. At first, she thought she was just getting old, but during a checkup, her doctor tested her grip strength and found it had dropped significantly since her last visit. That small change was actually an early warning sign that her overall muscle strength was decreasing. With a few simple changes, using hand grippers, lifting light weights, and doing resistance exercises at home, Doris began to rebuild her strength. Within months, she was not only opening jars with ease again, but she also felt more confident walking and moving around the house. That's the beauty of this sign. It's not just predictive, it's actionable. You can improve it. There's no need for fancy equipment either. Squeeze a tennis ball, use light dumbbells, do wrist curls, or carry grocery bags evenly in both hands. All these small habits help. And don't forget your diet. Getting enough protein and staying hydrated supports muscle repair and function. What's also important to remember is that grip strength isn't just about physical health. Studies have found links between low grip strength and cognitive decline, meaning that your hand strength could even reflect brain function. This makes sense when you consider that gripping something firmly requires coordination between your muscles and your nervous system. So in a way, a strong grip can also signal a sharp mind. Doctors around the world are now using grip strength tests as part of routine health assessments for older adults, not just because it's easy to measure, but because it offers such a reliable snapshot of a person's aging process. If you've noticed that your hands feel weaker, or that everyday tasks like turning doorknobs or opening bottles are getting harder, don't ignore it. That's your body telling you something. Use it as a wake-up call. Start incorporating small strength-building activities into your daily routine. Even just a few minutes a day can lead to big changes over time. Maintaining grip strength isn't just about comfort. It's about independence. It's about being able to live life on your own terms without needing help for basic tasks. It's about reducing your risk of falls, fractures, and hospitalizations. And most of all, it's about taking control of your future with simple, practical steps. So go ahead, test your grip. Squeeze your hand around a bottle or shake someone's hand firmly. Notice how it feels. Is your grip steady and strong, or has it gotten softer over time? Whatever the answer, remember, it's never too late to rebuild strength. Your body is capable of amazing things, no matter your age. All it needs is a little consistency, the right focus, and a belief that you can keep getting stronger even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Because how well you hold on today may be exactly what helps you hold on to life, health, and independence tomorrow. Now let's move on to another wake-up call that's often overlooked: your balance. It might sound simple, but your ability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds can reveal a lot about your physical health, neurological condition, and even your life expectancy. Balance isn't just about preventing falls, it's a reflection of your muscle strength, coordination, inner ear function, and brain health, all working together. In a 2022 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers found that people aged 51 to 75 who could not balance on one leg for 10 seconds were nearly twice as likely to die in the following 7 years compared to those who could. That's a serious indicator. And yet so many of us never think to test our balance unless we've already had a fall or feel unstable. Let's consider Ruth, age 72. She never thought much about balance until one day she stepped off a curb and stumbled. She didn't fall, but it scared her enough to mention it during her next doctor visit. Her physician asked her to stand on one leg, and Ruth could barely manage 3 seconds before tipping over. That moment made her pause, but it wasn't until she got home and tried it again that the reality hit her harder. She didn't expect to cry that day. But as she stood there in her living room trying to balance on one foot for just 10 seconds, her leg began to shake, her arms flailed, and she nearly fell. Not because she was clumsy, but because she realized something had changed. For most of her life, she had danced, chased after her children, carried groceries up flights of stairs without a second thought. Now, here she was struggling with something so basic, so small, and it scared her. Not because of the stumble, but because of what it symbolized: a quiet loss of strength, of confidence, of independence. And in that moment, the tears came. Not out of weakness, but out of grief. Grief for the parts of herself that were slipping away without warning, without permission. But the truth is, that moment wasn't the end. It was a beginning. Because the next morning she stood again, just 5 seconds this time, then 6, then 7. And day by day, she began reclaiming what she thought was gone. Not by doing something extraordinary, but by choosing not to give up. Her doctor explained that poor balance wasn't just about legs or ankles. It pointed to potential weakness in her core, reduced coordination, and even slowed reflexes. Fortunately, balance can be improved with practice. Ruth began doing simple exercises at home, like standing on one foot while brushing her teeth, walking heel to toe along a hallway, and incorporating a short Tai Chi routine she found online. After just a few weeks, she was not only steadier on her feet, but also felt more confident navigating stairs, uneven sidewalks, and crowded spaces. The key is consistency and awareness. If you've noticed yourself bumping into things more often, needing to hold on to furniture when turning, or hesitating when stepping off a bus or curb, don't brush it off as just getting older. That's your body sending you a message. You don't need a gym to improve your balance. Stand barefoot near a wall and try lifting one foot slightly off the ground for 10 seconds. Switch legs and repeat. It may seem easy, or it may surprise you how much wobble you feel. Either way, that's valuable information. And like grip strength and walking speed, your balance is more than just a number. It's a predictor of resilience. A body that can stay upright and stable is a body that's less likely to fall, break a hip, or end up in long-term care. And when you feel physically stable, you also feel mentally secure. Fear of falling is one of the biggest reasons older adults start to limit their movement, which only speeds up decline. So taking control of your balance now means protecting your freedom later. There's another layer too. Balance is closely tied to brain function. Your inner ear, eyes, joints, and brain are constantly communicating to keep you upright. If that system starts to fail, it may indicate early neurological changes, something worth catching sooner rather than later. In fact, some researchers believe that trouble balancing could be an early sign of conditions like Parkinson's or mild cognitive impairment. That's why testing and training your balance regularly is a powerful form of prevention. It keeps your body sharp and your brain engaged. And just like walking and grip strength, the solutions are simple, low-cost, and easy to start today. Add a short balance drill to your morning routine. Try walking in a straight line along your hallway. Stand on one leg while waiting for the microwave. Do a light Tai Chi video on YouTube before dinner. These tiny changes build up. They help you stay strong, upright, and independent. Don't wait for a stumble to force you into action. Let your body's small warning signs be the wake-up call that moves you toward better health. Because the ability to stand tall today may be the key to standing on your own for many years to come. Another essential, yet often underestimated sign of longevity is your sleep quality. Not just how many hours you spend in bed, but how well your body actually rests, recovers, and rejuvenates during the night. Sleep is your body's natural repair cycle, and after the age of 70, it becomes even more critical. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy, it's been linked to a host of serious health issues, including heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, memory loss, and even a higher risk of mortality. According to a study from the National Institute on Aging, older adults who consistently sleep less than 6 hours per night are at significantly higher risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Another study published in Nature Aging found that people over 60 who sleep between 6 and 8 hours a night tend to have better brain function and longer lifespans compared to those who sleep too little or too much. So it's not just about sleeping long, it's about sleeping well and consistently. Take a story of Leonard. He's 75 and used to think that waking up several times a night was just part of aging. Over the years, his sleep became more fragmented, waking up at 3 a.m. and struggling to fall back asleep, tossing and turning with racing thoughts, and eventually waking up tired despite spending 8 hours in bed. His days began to feel sluggish, his memory wasn't as sharp, and his mood dipped. After talking with his doctor, Leonard learned that disrupted sleep was not only affecting his mental clarity, but also straining his heart and immune system. By making a few adjustments, turning off screens an hour before bed, sticking to a regular sleep-wake schedule, cutting down on caffeine after lunch, and getting natural light exposure in the morning, he slowly began to experience deeper, more restful sleep. Within weeks, he felt more alert, calmer, and even started enjoying his daily walks again. Sleep is a biological necessity, not a luxury. It regulates your hormones, supports memory consolidation, balances your immune system, and helps maintain your body's natural rhythm. As we age, our body produces less melatonin, the hormone that helps us fall and stay asleep, which can make it harder to achieve truly restorative rest. But that doesn't mean it's out of your control. Good sleep hygiene, like keeping your bedroom cool and dark, limiting alcohol intake in the evening, using white noise machines if needed, or even practicing light stretching before bed can all improve your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. Sleep apnea is another factor worth paying attention to. Many older adults experience pauses in breathing during sleep without even knowing it, leading to chronic fatigue, increased blood pressure, and cardiovascular strain. If you snore loudly, feel exhausted during the day, despite a full night's sleep, or wake up with a dry mouth or headache, it might be worth discussing with your doctor. Treatments for sleep apnea are widely available and highly effective. Quality sleep also influences your emotional resilience. Studies have shown that people who sleep well tend to be more positive, make better decisions, and handle daily stress more effectively. On the other hand, ongoing poor sleep can erode your mood and increase feelings of isolation and anxiety. Two emotional states that are also associated with shorter lifespans. Getting good sleep is about protecting your body and sharpening your mind. When you sleep well, you wake up with more energy, more clarity, and a stronger immune system ready to defend against illness. If you're over 70 and noticing that your sleep has changed, not for the better, it's time to take it seriously. Your body does most of its healing and rebuilding while you sleep. That includes repairing muscles, regulating hormones, and clearing waste from the brain that's been linked to Alzheimer's and other neurological diseases. It's one of the most natural and accessible tools you have to extend your health span. So tonight, don't just aim to get through the night. Aim to rest deeply, intentionally, and peacefully. Think of your sleep routine not as an afterthought, but as a cornerstone of your longevity plan. Whether that means adjusting your evening routine, adding soft music, journaling before bed, or simply being more mindful of how rested you feel when you wake up small. Changes can lead to a profound difference in your quality of life. Because how you sleep each night holds the power to shape how you live each day. Let's shift to another deeply important signal of longevity that many people don't recognize until it's already affecting their life appetite and eating habits. What and how you eat after age 70 is more than just about taste or preference. It's a direct reflection of how well your body is functioning. A strong, steady appetite generally means your metabolism is active, your digestion is working efficiently, and your body is absorbing the nutrients it needs to keep muscles strong, immunity high, and energy levels up. On the other hand, a declining appetite can be an early sign of health issues, muscle loss, hormonal imbalances, or even cognitive changes. Research from the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging shows that unintentional weight loss in older adults is associated with a higher risk of frailty, disability, and mortality. Even losing as little as 5% of body weight over a 6 to 12-month period without trying can indicate underlying problems. Imagine someone like Helen, age 78. She used to enjoy preparing meals and eating with her family. But over the past year, she started skipping breakfast, only nibbling at lunch, and eating small portions of microwave dinners at night. She told herself she just wasn't hungry and didn't feel like cooking. But what she didn't notice was the quiet toll this was taking on her body. Her energy dipped, she became more prone to illness, and she even had trouble maintaining balance. Her doctor eventually discovered that Helen's reduced appetite was leading to malnutrition and a loss of lean muscle mass, which in turn was increasing her risk of falls and hospitalization. The good news is that this trend can be reversed with the right attention. Helen began planning simple, nutritious meals, adding protein-rich snacks between meals, and setting regular eating times, even when she wasn't very hungry. She also made a point to eat with friends a few times a week, which helped stimulate her appetite and improve her mood. Appetite isn't just about hunger, it's tied closely to physical, emotional, and social health. Loneliness, depression, and inactivity can all lead to disinterest in food. That's why staying socially engaged, physically active, and emotionally connected plays such a vital role in how you eat and how your body responds to nutrition. Your body needs a consistent supply of nutrients to maintain muscle support, brain function, and regulate energy. This means getting enough protein, fiber, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals daily. After 70, your body actually needs more high-quality protein than before to maintain muscle mass. According to the International Osteoporosis Foundation, older adults should aim for at least 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That means if you weigh 150 pounds, you should try to get around 68 to 82 grams of protein daily. That might sound like a lot, but it adds up quickly when you include sources like eggs, yogurt, chicken, fish, tofu, lentils, and nuts throughout the day. Hydration is just as critical. Many older adults have a reduced sense of thirst, which leads to mild dehydration, something that can affect everything from kidney function to cognition and joint health. Make sure to drink water regularly, even if you don't feel thirsty. Herbal teas, broth-based soups, and water-rich fruits like watermelon or oranges are great ways to stay hydrated. If your appetite has changed, take notice of what you're eating and how often. Are you skipping meals? Are you reaching for processed snacks instead of whole foods? Are you losing interest in food you once enjoyed? These aren't just minor lifestyle shifts, they could be indicators that your body is struggling to get what it needs. But the solutions are within reach. Start by creating a simple meal routine, even if it's just 3 small balanced meals a day. Cook in batches and freeze portions for later. Eat with others when you can. Pay attention to your energy, your weight, and your interest in food. Sometimes small changes in environment, like better lighting, pleasant music during meals, or eating outdoors, can make eating feel more enjoyable again. Food is not only fuel, but also comfort, community, and care. Your eating habits directly affect how strong, steady, and resilient you'll be in the years ahead. A nourished body heals better, fights infection more efficiently, and keeps your mind clear. So if your appetite isn't what it used to be, don't ignore the shift. Support it with structure, variety, and connection. Because every healthy bite you take today is an investment in your strength, independence, and vitality tomorrow. Let's now look at something that affects every part of your body, your ability to manage stress. Stress isn't just a mental or emotional reaction to life's challenges. It creates a physical response that over time can wear down your immune system, damage your heart, disrupt your sleep, and even accelerate aging at the cellular level. After age 70, your body becomes less resilient to the effects of chronic stress. That means the same stress that might not have bothered you much in your 40s or 50s could now cause more harm. Studies have shown that high levels of stress hormones, like cortisol, are linked to a greater risk of hypertension, memory loss, and inflammatory diseases in older adults. A large-scale study from the University of California found that older adults with consistently high perceived stress levels were 43% more likely to die over a 5-year period than those with lower levels of stress, regardless of age, gender, or baseline health. That's a significant difference, and it shows just how much emotional health influences physical health. To better understand this, let's look at Harold. He's 79, retired, and lives with his wife. When he first stopped working, he enjoyed the slow pace of retirement. But after a few years, he found himself constantly worrying about finances, his children, the state of the world. These worries became habits, and they started affecting his mood, sleep, and motivation to stay active. His blood pressure crept up. He became more withdrawn, but it wasn't until he had a minor health scare that he realized how much the stress was affecting him. After that, Harold began to build small calming practices into his routine. He started walking daily, doing breathing exercises, and setting aside quiet time in the morning for reflection or prayer. Slowly, he felt his mind clear and his energy return. What Harold experienced is common, and it's manageable. The first step is recognizing what stress feels like in your body. Maybe it's tightness in your chest, a racing heart, difficulty focusing, irritability, digestive discomfort. These are all signs that your stress response system is being activated more often than it should. Chronic stress doesn't just make you feel bad, it physically alters how your body works. It suppresses your immune system, making you more vulnerable to infections. It triggers inflammation, which is a common thread in diseases like heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. It affects hormone levels that regulate energy, sleep, and appetite. But here's what's encouraging: reducing stress doesn't require big lifestyle overhauls. It's about adding small, intentional habits to your day that help you shift out of a stressed state and into a more balanced one. For example, deep belly breathing for just 5 minutes can slow your heart rate and signal your nervous system to relax. Spending time outdoors in nature, even for a short walk, has been shown to lower cortisol levels and improve mood. Social connection plays a powerful role here too. Talking to a trusted friend, joining a group with shared interests, or simply laughing with a loved one releases feel-good chemicals in your brain that directly counteract stress. Movement helps as well. Gentle physical activity like walking, stretching, Tai Chi, or dancing improves circulation, boosts endorphins, and helps regulate emotional highs and lows. Even simple creative activities, listening to music, drawing, gardening, or writing, can be a source of calm and joy. What matters most is that you find what works for you and do it regularly. Don't wait until stress shows up as high blood pressure, fatigue, or isolation. Take note of your thoughts and reactions. If you catch yourself dwelling on worries, try shifting your focus to what you can control: your habits, your mindset, your next step. Aging well isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about building the tools to face them with strength and steadiness. Resilience can be built at any age. The older you get, the more your body benefits from calm and consistency. Your nervous system thrives on predictability and rest, so carve out those quiet moments. Give yourself permission to relax. It's not selfish, it's essential. By managing stress in thoughtful ways, you're not just protecting your peace of mind. You're actively improving your heart health, supporting your immune system, and safeguarding your brain for the years to come. Because the way you respond to life's pressures has a direct impact on how well and how long you live. Finally, one of the most powerful and underrated indicators of how long and how well you may live after 70 is the strength of your social connections. Human beings are wired for connection. We're not meant to go through life alone, especially in our later years. The quality of your relationships, the regularity of your interactions, and the sense of belonging you feel all have profound effects on both your physical and mental health. Numerous studies have shown that people with strong social ties tend to live longer, recover from illness faster, and maintain sharper mental faculties as they age. In fact, a long-running study by Harvard University that began in 1938 found that close relationships more than money or fame are what keep people happy and healthy throughout their lives. People who were more socially connected to family, friends, and community were not only happier, but they also lived longer than people who were less well-connected. The opposite is also true. Loneliness and isolation can be just as harmful to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, according to a landmark study from Brigham Young University. Prolonged loneliness is associated with higher risks of heart disease, stroke, depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and even early death. It's not just about being alone. It's about feeling disconnected from others. Now let me introduce you to Eleanor. She's 80 and lives alone since her husband passed away. For a while, she kept mostly to herself, watching television, declining invitations, and convincing herself she didn't need to be around people. But slowly, she began to feel tired, forgetful, and unmotivated. Some evenings, she sat at the kitchen table long after dinner had ended, the television buzzing quietly in the background, untouched food still on her plate. The house, once full of voices and laughter, now echoed only silence. Her phone hadn't rung in days. And as she looked out the window into the dark evening sky, she felt something deeper than boredom. She felt invisible, like the world had quietly moved on without her. That ache in her chest wasn't physical, it was loneliness, and it weighed more than any illness. Then one day, a neighbor encouraged her to join a local book club, and although she was hesitant at first, she gave it a try. Over time, those weekly gatherings became the highlight of her week. She made new friends, laughed more, and found herself looking forward to something again. Her mood lifted, her memory improved, her doctor even noted an improvement in her overall health. What changed wasn't just her calendar, it was her connection to life. The health benefits of strong social bonds are rooted in biology. When we feel emotionally supported, our bodies release oxytocin, a hormone that helps reduce inflammation and lower blood pressure. Social engagement also stimulates the brain, keeping cognitive functions sharp by encouraging conversation, empathy, memory, and problem solving. Regular interaction with others encourages movement, exposure to new ideas, and a greater sense of purpose. It creates structure and joy in daily life. Staying connected doesn't have to mean being surrounded by a large group of people. It's about meaningful connection, quality over quantity. A few close friends or family members you can count on regular contact through phone calls or video chats, participating in shared activities like a walking group or volunteer project. These all contribute to a sense of community and belonging. If you've found yourself spending more and more time alone, consider taking small steps to rebuild that social muscle. Say yes to an invitation. Call an old friend. Smile and start a conversation with a neighbor. Look for local clubs, community centers, libraries, or faith-based groups where people gather regularly. Many older adults are surprised by how open and welcoming these spaces are. Being socially active is not about being constantly busy. It's about staying emotionally alive. Having someone to talk to when you're worried, someone to laugh with over lunch, or someone who notices when you don't feel like yourself, that's the kind of support that extends life and makes it richer. Maintaining strong relationships also helps protect against depression and anxiety. Two conditions that often go underdiagnosed in older adults but have major impacts on health outcomes. Just feeling seen and heard can make a tremendous difference in mental resilience. So don't underestimate the power of connection. The people in your life, whether they're family, friends, neighbors, or members of a group you belong to, can play a vital role in how healthy and independent you remain. And remember, it's never too late to build new connections. Whether you're 70 or 90, your life can still be full of meaningful conversations, shared laughter, and new memories. Because in the end, it's not just the number of years in your life that matters, it's the life in your years. And the people you share those years with can make all the difference. Now that you've learned about the 7 powerful signs that can reveal how well you're aging and what you can do to stay strong, sharp, and independent, it's time to take action. Remember, small changes in your daily habits can lead to big improvements in your health, energy, and quality of life. So take a moment to reflect which of these signs resonated with you the most. What's one step you can take today to support your future self? We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend or loved one who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video filled with practical, inspiring content to help you live well at every age. Thank you for spending this time with us, and we'll see you in the next video.